Now I am at the map screen and it's time to start heading towards Cloakwood, and it was quite much, it must have been quite obvious at the map screen that it's quite inconveniently small in comparison to the screen's size, which makes it quite a hassle to actually navigate, because there's quite lots of quite small places you must find. But let's just have a chat with this Mr. Aldeth.
You there! Identify yourself!
So he wants to be hunting, and there's some sort of druids about, and Jahira is a druid, so I think I may have a chance to negotiate in this case. Even though snarkiness is, well...
I have no quarrel with those who respect my forest.
So yeah, so there's a Seniat coming up out here to... about to kill the guy. So yeah. So yeah. Well, where don't you Seniat be quite harsh, you know, not just being murderous, Ning. Well, there must be a way to solve this without a bloodshed. You know anybody killed them? Managed to avoid the case without any sort of fighting. And both characters, or basically all parties, survived without dying, so that was a best... I'd say that is the best option achieved, which for no good thug adventurer is quite good achievement. And there's plenty of space, and Cloakwood has actually quite lots of locations that it's very dangerous place to actually go through this, and I was quite lucky in this case.
You right.
Yes, you're a queer fellow.
Authority figure.
And in this space,
I'm gone.
Go on then.
there starts to be traps appear in here as well. So
I've done had enough of this.
so being careful and saving regularly is quite good option. And I unfortunately loaded a trap.
Yes,
Triggered a trap which spreads out web, which is not deadly, but it's inconvenience and slows down. Alright, what's his problem? There's a colony of spiders. A spider killing weapon. Well, alright, so somebody wanted to find a magical sword hidden in spider's lair. And
Yes, oh omnipresent
it was something like a
You rang.
dumb move from his part, because, well, now there's... Damn, well, just gotta have to wait for the
Go on then.
web to go out. It doesn't take so long, but it's an inconvenience.
Spit it out.
Yeah, most of the traps in this game do something like that they launch some sort of...
I've done had enough of this.
And having a very massively over-leveled
Go on then.
characters at this phase is, you could say, extremely highly recommended. Because these things, ether caps, are dangerous.
I cannot.
They are dangerous because of their poisonous abilities. Yeah, they're poisonous.
I've done had enough of this.
For the fallen!
You rang.
And a fireball right on my own face.
My blade will cut
It hurt them, but it also hurt me. But luckily I'm still standing after that, and I can remain standing better than they can.
My heart's really not in this.
Yep. And I say that at this phase of the game, or at least this place, it's very recommended to just travel through all the locations there is, and and arrive later to do the possible lootings and all that kind of, or that phase later, or that phase.
Baldurin's pressed.
Mostly because, well, there's lots of enemies and they tend to be quite dangerous in around this phase of the game. And even if you would have about
I've done had enough of this.
You rang. Right, what's this then?
and even if you were about as well equipped as you can be in this phase of the game, it would still be quite a hassle to go and fight against
Go on then.
everything you might come across. Damn it, once again I loaded trap fired.
By your command. This would be a good place for a hench.
Spit it out. You rang.
What you want?
Servant awaits.
Yeah, it depends on the character's saving throws that how well they can get, how well
Right,
those
what's this
kind
then?
of traps work with them. And so, still getting forward in Cloakwood. And in this phase, it starts to get quite dangerous. Well, it is dangerous all the time, but at this phase it's time for you to actually navigate towards east, or to say the left edge of the screen. And don't really remember about this screen. Well, there was
Right,
quite
what's this
convenient path for you to travel through, but as you can see, just a small fraction of the whole screen investigated, and seeing the basic level,
Get it, I'm on it.
it's actually quite what. Yeah, spiders, they're venomous. They can cause you quite severe damage if you are
Go on then.
caught by them,
Spit it out.
or when they attack. And then not all spiders do that, but those spiders which don't do that have some other means of being dangerous. So yeah, spiders, not something you wanna face head on, or actually at all. They're dangerous. Ranged combat in this game is extremely favorable, because not many enemies are capable of doing that. And the basic, you could say, fighting strategy or tactic of not playing your fighting your enemy's battle applies here as well. So when the enemies want to use ranged attacks, you go close them and hug them. But after a quite short stroll towards the mine, towards the Cloakwood, I have managed to find the mine. So it's time to start.
Get over here. I'm on
And
it.
this place is hostile. There's simply no chance
My
of
blade will cut you down to
using
size.
You rang.
guile or wit about this. It's
Right,
all
what's this
it's a battlefield. You're
Go
gonna
on
get
then.
through with that. You have to fight and trick and scheme your way through this place. So it's time to actually save and rest with quite nice campfire animation. Especially like the fire, even though it's just basically simple animation loop.
Spit it out.
And make use of summoning magics. They are actually quite handy.
O omnipresent authority figure.
And whatever you summon,
You rang.
you actually can
You've
What
attacked.
is it now?
I care
I
not.
do not understand this mouse magic that makes me do your bidding.
And skeletons can be guided towards specific locations. Ah,
Let's talk Tell Mister that. Give me 2,000 years and a pointy hat and I'll kick his ass. Cool one, son.
I'm gone.
I am doing a bit of a you could say tactical maneuvers or strategic maneuvering. All right. Well, oh, there's a couple of henchmen. Well, yeah. Oh, we want to know. I always say, always kill the mouthy one. That's what I always say. And because the fact that I had managed to throw through myself a couple of.
I'm on it.
Let's talk butt kicking for goodness.
Nature's servant awaits.
They continue under the as directed for now.
Yep. I'm gone.
You have need of me?
Omnipresent authority figure.
Time to blast out the fireball.
You've attacked.
Go on. Right, what's this then?
Need your father's press.
You rang. Sorted. Go on, I'm on it.
Yeah, there's a battle going on, but they made me.
My blade will cut you down to size.
You
I
rang.
care not.
Go on.
You're a queer fellow. What you want?
Okay, this fight is going to shithole. Gotta redo it. Fireballs. More fireballs. And the dispel magic as well while I'm at it.
You rang.
Nature's servant awaits. Yes, oh omnipresent authority figure.
Go on then.
My blade will cut you down to size.
Using magics.
Get over here. Spit it out.
And aiming towards,
You rang.
you could say, the most obviously dangerous targets right away.
I could use a little. Go on then.
Servant awaits.
Right, what's this then? You rang. Right, what's this then?
For the fallen!
Go on then.
It looks like I got them all.
Nature's
You
servant
rang.
awaits.
I could use a little patching up. Sorted.
Yep. Well, you're good, but you could say that one wave of those dudes has been taken care of already. And I do say that these waves are not particularly pleasant thing to be at the receiving end of, seeing that they are quite powerfully armed and equipped.
Right, what's this then? Spit it out.
Yes,
But there's nothing really, you could say, unusually dangerous around in these cases.
You rang. I'm on it.
So just now we could say that the first line of defenses of this mine has been now breached.
Spit it out.
There will be more, and because this place is not just a mine, not just a hidden mine in the forest, it's actually much more of a walled fortress, which I'm just reaching towards without any kind of subtlety, because hey, that's how things are done.
Oh, I hope Ot's really
You
not in
rang.
this.
You're a queer fellow.
Oh, I hope Ot's really not in
Yeah,
this.
just a couple of regular guards in here. Nothing particularly intimidating.
Go on then. Right, what's
But
this
there
then?
will be much more intimidating
Right,
things
what's this
here
then?
later. And there's a mine. Over to say a mining lift.
I'm on it.
I hate them flaming fist pansies.
And a guard which
Get
tracks
away.
that he's a one mean son of a bitch and he's about to cause me lots of hurt. Well, he didn't. And some sort of
So I
slave
kicked him in the
yelling
head
that
till he was
guards want to
dead.
get it. Oh yeah. Just take a sling bullet right to your between your eyes. That should make you feel much better.
You've a task
And there's some sort of important looking miner
as you
here.
direct.
Save me, dear sir. Please save
Well,
me.
alright, okay, well, I will save you. Alright, so there's a plan to destroy this mine
You
by
rang.
flooding it with water. It cannot be flooded with magma or anything like that, really. You could say pleasant substances like that.
I'm on it.
Yep. And now, and I know the head miner, or actually more like the head of this mining operation, slave driver, and all that kind of things. He's called Tavayo, and he's
Right,
one
what's
meal
this
cuss, and that's quite unpleasant thing to be having right now. And
Sorted.
here in the mines again. They are not particularly, you could say,
Cut you down to size.
the most easy part of this game, mostly because of the
You're a
quite
queer fellow.
steep amount of
This way.
maze-like structures, and also about the quite steep level of difficult things there are in here. Well, let's just have a chat with the slave.
Please.
Go on then.
Yep, nothing important here.
Right, what's this then?
And there's also the fact that lots of these locations in here are something like
Spit it out. You rang.
that once
Right,
you
what's
get
this
there,
then?
you have actually very little idea about how to, where, of course, it's in a sense completely credible to assume that you really don't know where it is unless you are trespassing to a illegal secret mine run by very
I've done had enough
ruthless
of this.
people. It's not implausible to assume that they would have, well, they already employ slave labor, so it's not impossible to assume that they would not have, you could say, really nice personalities about trespassers. But I am doing my best to get up to something like through the most shortest route through these mines, because well, I do know. And this place is, you could say, it's designed something like how you progress through it. It's designed with idea that
Again, you disturb me.
or the really good handy loot you might get from this place is something that you're gonna get quite much
You've a task?
if you're going through the intended route. You're more or less getting it however you want it. But there was also a quite big horde of very unpleasant looking dudes there lurking about. So I must of course do all kinds of preparations of saving again, sleeping, and preparing to summon me some aid just to trigger them, and because there was a wizard, and wizards with magics are very dangerous.
Go on then.
Because well, they can cripple you quite efficiently. So time to do all kinds of preparatory work. Apparently I did something.
Go on then.
Oh yep, I punched
Sorted.
that one wizard so hard that she exploded. That must be considered to be very strong hit. I don't know, because well, when you look at works of fiction, you can sometimes see very noticeable achievements of some sort of fictional deeds, like you could say something like strongest punch ever in fiction, and that was quite strong. It was not the strongest punch in fiction I know of, but it certainly was very strong punch. So just old-fashioned rampage towards.
Oh, my heart's really not in this.
Get over here.
Come on, come on. Come on, Eamon.
Go on then. I'm on it.
Yeah, sometimes it's quite necessary to, in a sense, micromanage your team positions just to make sure that the wizard, like Edwin, is not in position where he's about to be chopped to pieces by hand-to-hand fighters. You wanna keep your wizards and thieves away from close combat. At least win this kind of phase of the game.
Spit it out.
Oh yeah.
I'm on it.
Quite effectively. No, it's.
Get over here.
Go for the ice boo.
Yep.
Go for the ice.
Got through this floor.
You right.
Quite unexpected level of
You're a queer fellow.
not bloodshed.
I've done had enough of this.
Help us, please.
Alright. There was somebody else, a real, and well, alright, you wanna take money, alright. And there's the dwarf Yeslik. What's the dwarf in here?
More smithing? Or did ye burrow into another river?
Well, but I don't have to, I don't need a cleric because I have my own, so he can still get yourself his own. And I really don't know where he might then wind up in this game next if you would want to recruit him again. And if I remember right, he's not even, you could say, pure cleric. He's fighter cleric. But I've never used him in any of my groups or teams, however you want to call it, parties. So I really don't know how good he is at intended use as, well, cleric or healer, how you wanna call it. Well, clerics usually provide healing in this game. And you could have taken a little bit of a sidewalk, but there would have been few ghasts, which, well, would have been quite much of an annoyance to deal with, so time to do some resting and recuperating before tackling the next floor. And continuing. And look at that, more enemies.
I'm not in this.
For the fallen!
So, it's
What is it now?
so it's done with the old-fashioned way.
Your worthless lives end here.
Old-fashioned hand-to-hand combat then.
You rang.
And in, of course, this floor there's also quite few, you could say, routes through this floor with varying degrees of enemy obstacles, and as a counter to various amounts of obstacles there's also various amount of loot and and treasure to be gained as well, so you can go real fast way
Go on then.
and practically avoid all the really big bad hazards,
I can take Drizzt with both my arms tied behind my back.
or you can just go the path with more enemies and get more loot, but it's not so important in this phase of the game, that level of equipment. They are handy, but not the more important. And yeah, he is not overly hostile, so let's just say allowed. And they were Cyric
Spit it out.
using
Right, what's this then?
being fast talker and of quick mind has once again played to our benefit.
You rang.
Now, it doesn't always do like that, mostly especially because Hrothgar could also
I
be
hate
called
them
Hrothgar
flaming
the
fist
Snarky,
pansies.
but well, alright, well, this guard isn't so friendly, so well, well, we don't really need to reason, we're here to kill you.
Your worthless lives end here.
I'm on it.
And just walking through the place.
Your worthless lives end here.
And quite plenty of hobgoblins in here.
Lives
Cut
end
you
here.
down to size.
They weren't particularly well equipped or dangerous, at least to a group of well equipped and horrifyingly skilled and dangerously unhinged group of adventurers.
Sorted.
But they would have been quite dangerous if you had not been. If they would have been quite massive level of over leveling and over equipping myself. Which of course in this it is
Right, what's
always
this then?
recommended in this genre to be as powerful as you possibly can be. No ifs, ands or buts or maybes. Be as powerful as you can, because if you are not, you're gonna find yourself in lots of difficulties trying to actually struggle yourself through all various challenges this game likes to throw at you. And there's quite lots of those challenges. And let's show one of them. There's a slight little, you could say, interesting little side room in here.
Go on then.
Nature's servant awaits.
So let's just send Jahira in first. Oh yeah, there's somebody invisible, an invisible ogre mage. Alright, well, yeah, that's quite a handle. Alright, we'll be leaving out. And it delivered a confusion spell to Jahira. And if I would have bring my old group in here, it would have been so much more dangerous, because it would have affected the whole group. And because Jaheira is confused, she attacks quite much anybody, but luckily she doesn't attack anybody if somebody is not around, and the effect doesn't last excessively long, so
Good as done.
it was just a little bit of a side trip to walk. And
Go on then.
Ogre Mage was armed with katana, which in this game is
You rang.
for some reason more powerful than regular kind of swords, even something like a two-handed sword, which is quite a bizarre, because well-made katana is a well-made sword, but well-made swords are well-made swords. Their country of origin in a sense doesn't matter much. That's as much as I can concern, although well-made swords are well-made swords. And approaching the lowest floors of the thing. And of course, well, we don't have a good reason to be here, and it isn't much of a problem either, because that guy is now dead.
Go on then.
You're clear, fellow.
This is, as you could say,
This way.
it. In here, Master of the Mines lurks. And it's gonna take a lot of forethought and preparation
Gorion would have none of this.
to face him. And seeing that there was already heavily trapped corridor leading to him is quite strong indication that uninvited guests are not welcome here. There is very rude reception to anybody around here. So it's time to, of course, do some saving and send
What is it now?
use Imoen's stealth abilities to do some recon work.
I'm gone.
Yeah, she succeeded.
So, the stoic.
Yeah, there she is. And he heard of my presence, but not more than that. Because now I know where he is. And I have no intention of actually picking a fight with him
Do not understand this
just
mouse
yet.
magic that makes me do your bidding.
First, I will summon some aid
Servant awaits.
using all kinds of handy abilities.
Omnipresent authority figure.
Summon even more help.
You've attacked.
Please don't disturb me while I overthrow you. We continue on.
Yes. Something most unnatural here, and I want no part of it.
I am about as armed as I can be. Now I'm sending my skeletons there to attack against him. Oh shit. Not like that. That's not the way I wanted things to go. Damn. Alright, again going
Go on then.
to battle. But it does have, there's a little bit of a, you could say, a bit of a catch, because
Adventurers have found
yeah, Baldur knows he's affront to morality. He wants to do this, he wants to kill us with extremely brutal manner, and he's unlikable prick. And he's got an immunity towards normal missiles, so it's about to become. It's now hand to hand.
Nature.
Again,
Servant awaits.
much clearer with the rest.
You have
But
dealt
he
a
went
great
down
blow
with a
to the
big swipe to
organization
his
known as
skull.
the Iron Throne. A defeat
He's
that
actually
you are
quite tough
certain
boss.
will not be ignored.
But
Now you must travel to the great city of Baldur's Gate, where you are certain to find the truth behind the strange plot that plagues the citizens of the Sword Coast.
yep, thank you, Mr. Narrator, for telling me where to go. You just told
You
me
rang.
I have to go. I am to go towards the city, to go to Baldur's
Go on
Gate.
then.
You've attacked.
Again, you
But
deceive
there's
me.
another
Certainly.
wizard dude who is not
Something
here, so
most
let's have a chat with
unnatural
him.
here,
For the
and I want no part of it.
So who is he? Oh yeah, whatever. Who's the Iron Horde? Who was the way on this boss? And let's get the fuck out of here because I don't want to pick a fight against you as well.
You rang.
Davajohan himself was already quite tough and dangerous bastard.
Yes,
Oh, omnipresent authority figure.
Or
I've
quoting
done had enough of
mean
this.
cuss. So there's very little bit
Do
of
not
reason
understand
to
this
actually,
mouse
in a sense,
magic that makes me do your bidding.
we can fight with him, and it's time to do some looting and resting here before actually going and destroying the mine itself.
Spit it out.
Now I
I'm on
have gotten the necessary plug for destroying the actual mine. I have looted quite much everything there is nailed to be down. So it's time to...
Sort.
Yep, we talked about the rail. Here's the key. Let's just kill the mine. Yep, water plus mining equals bad, especially when the water comes fast.
Hello, pal.
Camaraderie.
And I got myself. And now I must head towards the Baldur's Gate.
Right, Boo?
Gorion would be proud of your action.
Because all the stuff and documents I looted
I thought I could
told
take
that
no
there's
less of
some
this group, but this
person
he
called Hrothgar or Ryltar, I don't know how his name is pronounced, who is more or less who was boss of Davajohan, who was running this place. So
Right, what's this then?
heading towards well, actually to the actual
Have been waylaid by enemies.
oh, and not fighting against wyverns. They are bloody powerful, dangerously strong. I have now arrived to the edge of the Baldur's Gate, so it's time to actually arrive to the city. To this big map, and I have... Because this game... Most of this game's length is actually quite boring. It's just you basically wandering about doing some kind of things which are not so interesting. There's little plot, drama or action, so there's... What I'm showing is just basically the basic story of the Baldur's Gate, of how you progress the story, not much of how much the game actually has. So yeah, please don't like the Mystery Land of frolicking naked nymphs, where every desert graduate by blood-bearing bugbears.
Citizens, please step forward.
Oh yeah. Oh, Scar. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Well. So there's some sort of cities, also some sort of bad things happening around here, and all kinds of, well. So if it pays well, sure. Seven Sons leadership. Some kind of merchant business, and of course, well, there's Iron Throne, yeah. So now I have actually also have some sort of basic mission for the Baldur's Gate itself, which is to say, I have to investigate Seven Suns, which I already have some sort of clue about where to get in. And Baldur's Gate is very large place with a nice introductory city. And from this city the whole game series got its name, even though its role in it is quite small as much as about how much you play in it.
Stay thy course.
And once again this red-hatted Elmo came along. Elminster, the great wizard. Oh, of course, every major established character just doesn't snap his fingers and solve the whole problem away. Oh, but let's bring what is out here. Alright, yeah. Things are bad. And Gorion made me good, so what does he know? So he was friend. So, yeah, he was good man. As much as the game shows that. He raised our main character and Imoen quite well. Imoen's got... Imoen is neutral good and the main character is chaotic good, mostly because of his extreme amount of sarcasm, although he might have also wind up being chaotic evil. But still, well... Despite whatever his weird defined alignment is, there's about he's got something to be done, and there's a truckload of all kinds of little bonus missions in Baldur's Gate, starting from something like go do something this or that, but some of them are to be for the next time because it is time to go and rest in here. Oh yeah, why do you ask? So
Right,
it's time to actually rest in here.
You rang.
Your point. Let's
Go on.
I can
Need
succeed.
your pantaloons
The
pressed?
wife won't let me forget.
As you direct.
Yeah. Yes, you can, because I'm gonna intend to sleep here.
As darkness falls, your mind drifts back to events past.
And which
to
is a story.
conquests well won indeed. The feared and fabled bandits that have plagued the entire coast are as dust beneath you. You stride through their camp, ignoring their attacks, and scattering tents and bodies as you go. Your recollections are interrupted without impact or fanfare.
Yeah, main character has these weird dreams where he dreams of blood, mayhem, death, destruction, and all that kind of nice things. And their meaning is a big plot twist or blood element for the entire series. And in this first one, it was most likely
You rang.
it was more as a plot twist, but later it becomes an important plot element.
That's all, folks.
Fool me once.
But it's time
shame on
to
you.
actually end this episode right here after achieving quite heroic deeds. So, see you next time. See ya.